Thank you. Roll call, Mr. Toth.
Mr. Birol Patel.
Here.
Mr. Romano.
Here.
Ms. Peng. Here. Ms. White.
Here.
Mr. Schneider.
Here.
Mr. Rivera.
Here.
Mr. Vishal Patel.
Here.
Ms. Anjana Patel. Mr. Lugo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Opening statement.
Yes, in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975C, 231 Sunshine Law, the Edison Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and the place thereof posted on the board, in the Board of Education Administrative Office. Copies of this notice were sent to the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger.
Thank you. Next, we have strategic plan update by Mr. Rick Cohen.
Yeah, so I can actually talk a little bit about that really quickly. So at our next Board of Education meeting, we are going to be highlighting the wellness portion of our strategic plan. It's actually going to be Dr. Tui who's going to be heading that up. We will be updating the board on our progress in relationship to the goals that were approved in August at that time frame, and we are going to continue to do this at each and every single meeting moving forward, and the chairs are going to highlight all the great things that them and their teams are doing together.
Thank you. Next is violence and vandalism report.
Sure.
Dr. Alderley.
Yep, yeah, in accordance with New Jersey law, we are required to report out on our violence and vandalism report each period. We are happy to say that this is actually a 40% reduction in the incidents from last year to this year. And that's something that we do monitor. I can't help but attribute that to the diligence of our building administration as well as our teachers, but also this board has allowed me to invest in additional security guards under the leadership of Mr. Kassan to specifically monitor those hot areas, right? The bathrooms, cafeteria, outside, the breezeways. So as we continue to see these numbers go down, we are still going to look for ways to remediate the ones that are appearing and deal with them not only from a disciplinary perspective, but also from a counseling component.
Thank you. All right, so welcome everyone to the caucus meeting. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful fall break, much needed for all the staff members especially, and hopefully you guys had a wonderful NJEA convention, and hopefully you had all the fun and a very good outcome out of it. So the kids enjoyed. There was Diwali in between and other things, so everyone enjoyed. Edison had his local Board of Education elections. Congratulations to Ronak Patel, Ralph Farico, and Jerry Shee for being on the board. Ronak is a new board member, my very good friend, and Ralph Farico and Jerry Shee are former board members coming back to the board. So there'll be 3 new board members in January. So congratulations to all of them. We look forward to continuing the progress of the district that all the board members work hard towards every year. We have a very good Thanksgiving break coming up, so hopefully everyone takes advantage of that and enjoys and have some relaxing time before the wonderful holiday season starts, but we will have board meetings before that, so we'll have opportunity to talk before that. Right, that being said, I will give it on to Dr. Alderley.
Thank you, Board President Patel. My portion of the report will highlight some of the components of the strategic plan at our upcoming meeting, but I'm just going to take this opportunity to highlight a few agenda items for explanation for the board as we look through the administrative section currently right now. I also serve as a Board of Education member on the Ed Services Committee, which is comprised of superintendents and other representatives at that time frame. So I do understand the great responsibility that this board has in dealing with issues that affect students and staff as well as the members of those community. So this is the reappointment of myself as an appointed board member on their board of directors there too. And also for your review, as we've done for action coming up, you will be approving the October 2024 HIB report as specified before and as reviewed by the board last month. For curriculum and instruction, it looks like we've only got 2 items currently on, and again, it's still early in the month. I know we've got our action meeting coming up, so there might be a few items that we do add to the agenda in advance of this, but I'll update the board via email as we continue to add a few items here or there. But as you can see, we've got a couple zoo trips The Philadelphia Zoo, we're going, I think the highlight here is the first robotics district event in March for the J.P. Stevens robotics component. We have about 20 students there and some of the advisors also. So we always look for opportunities to showcase our talents, our students' talents. And last but not least, under curriculum and instruction, we have our professional development for our staff that are attending out-of-district workshops to enhance their professional learning opportunities at that time frame. And then the last part of this component is going to be our special education, in which we have our students that are either being placed out of district or coming back to district, so that, based on the programs that we have here and that we're able to provide them. And then I would just then turn it over to my colleague to my right, which will talk a little bit about finance and facilities.
Sure, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty lean agenda thus far for the month of November. Standard's gonna be the monthly financials and minutes under item A. Item B will be contracts. It's pretty light. We have some furniture that we're gonna be purchasing, new cafeteria tables for Edison High School. So Mr. Ross will be very excited, and so should the students be. We are gonna be replacing some vehicles in our buildings and grounds, motor pool, a cargo van, and an Ford 350. I believe we're gonna use this 350 with tow package to tow those new band trailers, since we're gonna have our own trailers now for the band equipment. So that's some pretty exciting stuff. Two change orders under facilities. We have one item under grants, and that's the National Fitness Campaign Award. I believe we're receiving $90,000 for some fitness equipment. I think we're gonna be doing like an outdoor gym parkour type thing.
Yeah. So I've included in the executive content of this just a link to the fitness campaign, so you can actually see the product that's going to be open for students, staff, as well as members of the public at that time frame too. That focuses on fitness. Congratulations to Mr. DeCoco, who kind of spearheaded this along with Dr. Huss, our grants team, and Mr. Toth as well too.
And the last item under finance and facilities, transportation, we have our bus evacuation drills as have to be completed in order to comply with state law. And then the award of a few routes for transportation. And that's all we got.
Thank you, Mr. Toth. Now we'll move on to board comments. All the board members, most of them went to NJSBA convention, and the best part about the convention, apart from the parties, is Dr. Eldar Ali had a presentation, and Mr. Rick Cohen had a presentation. So it's after a long time, or probably the first time, I don't know the records, but it was, they make the district proud that we had opportunity of two of our administrators, our superintendent and Mr. Rick Cohen present. Ms. Heather Daniel was also selected for a presentation, but unfortunately due to certain her sickness, she could not attend it. But we had three members of the administrative team selected for the presentation, which is big for the district, which is huge. And we all attended Dr. Aldrali's presentation. Sorry, Mr. Gohan, we were not able to sneak out of the room at that time, and it was challenging. But yeah, it was. But I heard that yours was excellent as well. So everything went well, and the district, they both made the district proud. So really huge kudos to both of you. I really appreciate all that.
Thank you. Thank you. Our pleasure.
Thank you. Right, thank you. Any other board members, any comments? Yes, Mr. Rivera.
Eddie, this whole new board stock confuses me still to this day. Are we allowed to talk about 1G?
Personnel?
1G.
That's superintendent's report.
That'll be talked about on Tuesday.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you. Any other board members? Saying none, I'll open it up to public comments. I will invite first Mrs. Conway, because she pushed for this caucus meeting, and here we have it.
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. I don't have to thank you, but I'm appreciative that you're doing things better, let's put it that way. Because I truly felt having a combined meeting during the summer is one thing, but extending throughout the year, I don't think it truly would give you enough time to discuss all the elements of what was going on in the district. And as a former board member, I realized those meetings were very important to talk to one another, to discuss what's going on, to get information. And having from 5:30 to 7 o'clock, right before you have to vote on it, I just thought was inappropriate. So I'm really glad that it is back. The other thing I'd like to say is I'd like to congratulate those that were running for the Board of Education, because anyone that steps up to run for the Board of Education, I give them credit for doing it. I will miss Doug and Brian and Beryl from being on the board next year. You truly gave your best for this board, and we're truly appreciative of everything that you did. When the vote comes out, the vote comes out. But we have to give explaining how good you did for your 3 years. So I thank you for doing what you do, and I just hope that maybe some of you will join Carol and I to keep track of everyone that follows us in line. And the only other thing that I do ask, you know, I can be persistent. I did ask last month if we could have a periodic parenthesis monthly update as to what's going on at the various schools as I drive past them. It would be nice to know where our money is being spent and when the children would be going in. We hear about change orders, but we don't hear about changing seats. So I appreciate it if that would happen. And I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Conway. So yeah, so the newsletter is coming out soon, and hopefully we can include a section on it. It's a part of superintendent's report, so you will see it very soon. Thank you. Next for public comments. Yes, Joyce.
Good evening. I would like to thank all the people who participated and who are on this board now, and the people who are on this board to become on this board. Oh, my name? Oh, Joyce Ship Freeman, sorry, at all. Thank you, at all. I would like to thank everyone because this job right here, people are not paid like $20,000, you know, a year or anything. When you become involved in this, you become involved in this because you're really interested in moving our town forward. I respect you a lot. Even if you have different of opinions, what I like is that you guys still respect the people in the audience, whether they agree with you or whatever. You show the time, you show the information, you do like a really good job at it. And I like the fact that you guys are showing our students what government looks like. You're not playing games, you don't, you know, do all those other things that are unnecessary, back and forth. And I feel good by being an Edisonite all these years. I feel good that Edison's, at least the school system, is headed in the right direction. I feel good about that. But I got one little complaint over here. I want to ask you a question. If a student gets hurt at school and it's reported to the lunch aide, and the lunch aide reports it to the teacher reports it to the nurse, why wouldn't the nurse report it to a parent so that they can know when their kid came home that something happened to their kid? So that's my question, and I will send that to you online because I'm not trying to create a circus or anything. I just need these information from parents that asked me about that, and they were very disturbed about that. All right. Other than that, hey, keep up the good work, Edison.
Thank you. So you can certainly email your question to Dr. Aldarelli, and he'll respond back. Next for public comments. Yes, Anthony.
Anthony Deamron, 25 Wiley. This went by quick, so get my stuff in order. The first thing, James Monroe, in the drop, and when you're picking up the kids, dropping them off, can we coordinate with the township, and don't have the DPW picking up their garbage, and at the time of drop off, it's I understand that I don't know what they're doing on the third floor at town hall, but clearly you might have to baby feed it to them. So and walk them through this, but there really should not be any garbage pickup. It is a nightmare there, and if you're going to have an incident one day, and God forbid that you need a fire truck to go down there, it's a dangerous situation. And I'll say it again too. Hopefully, I brought this up at the town council meeting, and to have a more of a fluid traffic situation there, one way in, one way out, so to speak, during those time periods, drop off and pick up at James Monroe, I think it will help. Whether which roads you guys want to go down. I think the township was supposed to do a traffic study. I don't know if they did or not on that. I'll follow up tomorrow at the council meeting. As a matter of fact, I will follow up with that at the council meeting tomorrow. But it's just it's just everybody's going in different directions, and this I don't have to tell you, the streets are tight over there, and when you add garbage trucks picking it up, it's a disaster. It really is. What's that? Has this board taken a position on the Jackson Ave possible construction there? That the township wants to, I guess, rip up the road. I don't know if this board has comment on it. If you have, I apologize, but I was at the mayor's meet and greet there on Jackson Ave a few weeks ago, and I don't know if he would call that a plan. I wouldn't call it a plan, but I don't know if the the school district is ready and has a plan for how you're going to bus kids in if they do that, and are you coordinating with the township, because that looks like it's going to be, if that goes through, that's going to be a headache, to say the least. So I was just curious to know if you guys had those talks, and I think that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think that garbage truck can be very annoying. I understand. So if you want to follow up with Ray, for that.
Mr. Colibus said we just kind of nodded at each other currently right now to
Okay.
make sure he reaches out to the Department of Works. And
Okay.
we've definitely been in contact with the mayor as well as his team in relationship to that. And we're going to start looping in the building principal also into that conversation. It's going to be, we moved from having heavy construction over there as well too, which was super challenging when we were building the gym and things like that. But ripping up the sidewalk over there where we're coming in and out is going to be challenging too. So we're working on a plan. Thank you.
All right, awesome. And then Jackson Avenue, I saw a bunch of emails from Akhtar and some other people over from residents. So I don't know how much you guys are in the loop.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can have an update for you by next week. Thank you. Next for public comments. Yes, ma'am. There's no goodies from Atlantic City?
You want to?
What's that?
No goodies
wanna
from
know how
Atlantic
that
City?
happened.
No, no goodies from Atlantic
Can
City.
you tell me how that happened? Was there a convention? I don't know.
Matt Revnak, ETA president. First of all, I'd just like to say with the election, it's always great to see its democracy at work, 7 members that ran for 3 board seats. Congratulations to the winning 3 members, Mr. Shi, Mr. Ronik Patel, and Mr. Uriko. I'll say my comments for the 3 people that are on the board that will be terminating their time on the board in January, till the January meeting. But, it's a thankless job, and people do it for the right reasons, hopefully, and, for that great pay of $0 that you make and all the time and effort, it's always appreciated.
No overtime.
And, no overtime, et cetera. All right, second thing, ETA is running a bus trip to Radio City Music Hall, November 23rd. We still have some tickets available out there. So if anyone's interested, that's open to the public as well. Leaves our ETA office up in Durham Complex at 9 a.m., returns at 3:30, leaving New York City. The show itself is at 11 o'clock. And we have some seats available if you just want to take the bus up and walk the city and you don't want to go in the show.
So if you're interested, contact me at the ETA office. Our number is 732-287-4322. And either myself or my secretary, Ruth Ann, can, talk to you about that. Final thing I want to mention again, I know Mr. Campione spoke about, again, our successful trunk or treat at the last board meeting. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there. I was in surgery. But I also want to mention, and thanks to Ms. Campione for the fundraiser for Boscov's, for scholarships for our students. Unfortunately, it doesn't sell as much as we'd like to, but anything we can bring in is always a help, and we appreciate all of those that did participate. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Public comments? Okay, thank you. Motion to end public comments.
Motion to end public comments.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right, thank you. At this point, the board is going to adjourn to privileged session. In accordance with NJSA Section 10.412, the Edison Township Board of Education adjourns to a confidential session for the purpose of discussing the following: confidential personnel and board matters, pending litigation, student matters, HIB. Can I get a motion to adjourn to privileged session?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Vishal Patel.
Second.
Second, Mr. Romano. Roll call, Mr. Toth.
Mr. Lugo,
Yes.
Mr. Vishal Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Rivera,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Ms. White,
Yes.
Ms. Peng,
Yes.
Vice President Romano,
Yes.
President Patel.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. At this point, we'll adjourn to privilege session. We don't expect to come back because there is nothing we anticipate to be voted upon. We'll see you all next Tuesday at Edison High School at 7 o'clock for the action meeting. Thank you.